I think it's important for police to reach out to people that are moving into the community, to engage with them, to educate them on Canadian laws and practices. I mean, right now in the Pembina Valley, we have people coming in from all over the world, and they have all kinds of experiences in their home communities when it comes to police and policing. And you speak to some of them, and many of them have a negative experience. Policing can be corrupt or violent or what have you. And I think it's important when they see us that we are in a position where we can reach out to them and help educate them on how things work in Canada.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the PVLIP podcast. I'm your host, Osed Zeri. I hope you've been having a great day so far. So in today's episode, we have Chris Kalansky with us. And I'm going to be talking to him a little bit about his job, what his role is in our community, and how our community helps newcomers and immigrants, and what we can do to improve that. So, hey, Chris, would you like to introduce yourself?
Hi there. I'm Chris Kalansky. I'm the Deputy Chief of Police with the Winkler Police Service, based in Winkler, Manitoba.
So I'm just going to start with our first question. In your opinion, as a police officer, what would you define as a welcoming and inclusive community? What do you think that looks like?
I think there's a few things. As somebody that's coming in, I think we should be open, friendly, inviting, and vibrant. When I say open, I mean, is the community open to people walking around, to people walking into businesses and stores and events, And also, are we open to ideas and new ways of doing things and receiving other people and accepting them for the way they are? We want to be friendly. We want to be inviting. We want to have a vibrant community where there's lots to do, where there's lots of opportunity for people to interact and mingle and meet and things like that.
Yeah, I totally agree with you on that. So yeah, like you said before, you work in the police force. So as an officer, what is your role in a welcoming and inclusive community?
No, it's kind of an interesting question. As a police officer, you're the enforcement arm of government. But I think we have a really important role to play. The fundamental role of police doesn't change. We're there to create a safe place. But when it comes to being as part of that welcoming and inclusive community, I think it's important for police to reach out to people that are moving into the community, to engage with them, to educate them on Canadian laws and practices. I mean, right now in the Pembina Valley, we have people coming in from all over the world, and they have all kinds of experiences in their home communities when it comes to police and policing. And you speak to some of them, and many of them have a negative experience. Policing can be corrupt or violent or what have you. And I think it's important when they see us that we are in a position where we can reach out to them and help educate them on how things work in Canada. How does Canadian law work? What are common practices, whether it be driving or just your day-to-day interactions and things like that. So I think we can have a really positive role to play if we do that. I think one of the key things we have to be approachable. I think as police officers, sometimes we forget about that. Oftentimes people are afraid to approach us. And I think we need to make that extra effort to put ourselves in positions where we are approachable, where we're in what I call neutral territory, where we can actually just come and engage and have a conversation and talk about different things. We don't want to have that first interaction where we have to respond to a call and we're acting in a police capacity.
Yeah. I definitely agree with you on the whole thing about the being approachable, because at least, I know back in my home country, the things that my dad tells me, that people just naturally, at least there in that side of the world, in Asia, a lot of people just naturally fear the police. And it's here too, because if you're speeding, you're going to get a ticket. If you get caught doing the wrong thing, you could get in trouble, right? So it's just naturally, it's kind of scary. So a lot of people just think that, the police are the bad guys, we got to hide from them. So yeah, I definitely agree with you. A lot of people need to be shown that the police, you guys are our friends,
Yeah,
you're helping us keep the community safe.
Yeah, and that's our fundamental goal, right? It's to keep everybody safe. And that's where I really appreciate partnerships with Regional Connections and PVLIP, in that they bring us in, and hopefully people feel comfortable asking us questions, and we hold those sessions, and that's just sort of a first step. We need to be approachable on the streets as well, and that's something that we're trying to work on as well.
Yeah. Okay, so what you said about the welcoming and inclusive community, what you think it looks like and stuff. So what do you think of how we're handling it? Like your like whole industry, I mean, not industry, but like your police jobs, and then like also just our Pembina Valley community as a whole. Do you think we've been doing what you think should be done?
I think we're doing okay. I think being a newcomer, if you're moving in from a long ways away and coming into the Pembina Valley, I think it can be a lonely experience no matter what, and we have to recognize that. One of the things I do think that the Pembina Valley has is we have enough local people that have a spirit of welcoming. They want to welcome people in. Not everybody has that, but I think as a community, we have that, and I think that's a great foundation. Now, saying that, are we doing everything we can? I think we need to go a little ways. I moved here 23 years ago, and for myself, I found it a little bit hard to make friends and break into social groups, because people have a tendency to go about their lives, and sometimes they forget that there's newcomers, and people get busy. And I think we need to make more effort to go beyond our social circles and break out of our week-to-week routine.
Mm-hmm. So do you have any personal ideas you think that could help improve that experience for other people?
I like the opportunities where we can engage with each other. And it's kind of a interesting time that we talk about this during COVID, which is sort of the exact opposite of what we need to be doing. But you look at community events, which I'm a big fan of, the Culture Fest, things like that. And I like to see more of those. I like to see more public events where we can get together as groups, whether it be over meals, or, we look at the Harvest Festival and those sorts of events, different communities hold. And I like to see us come up with new ideas where we can bring all kinds of people together and let them mingle together. There are some events that we do, like sporting events, where it's more, you have to be a team already. And so it's restricted to those people, right? I like the idea of having more social events where everybody can come down. It's family friendly. It's open to everybody. Anybody can stop by.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, I definitely agree with you on that. That makes total sense. All right. So next question. So as a policeman, with everything going on in today's world, things going down south in America, it's not been going very well. How do you think law enforcement can help communities as a whole?
I think the fundamental need for policing is always going to be there, always has been, and always will be there. We have to stay true to our core duties. The reality is our job is to keep people safe, and so we have to keep doing that. Having said that, the way we go about that has to change, and we have to be adaptable to society's expectations. You look at mental health calls, you look at, we have an increasing size of increasing size of immigrant population and changing demographics. And so we need to reflect that as well. And so really we have to adapt to what society expects of us. Yeah, the other thing that I think we don't do very well is outreach. And the more the public sort of turns on police and some local communities, I watch the police sort of huddle together and withdraw from the public. And I think we need to do the opposite. I think we need to engage more, seek input more, develop those relationships before things go bad, and make sure that we're actually adaptive to what the local community needs are. And sometimes we're not very good at that for a variety of reasons, whether it be for training, changing systems is difficult, changing budgets, changing laws. All these things, are barriers that we need to figure out how to overcome in order to better meet society's changes.
So for our last question, I'm just going to ask you, so in your opinion, what do you think makes the Pembina Valley a great place for newcomers to settle into?
A little bit of a biased opinion, but the people here are friendly. It's great to see. The Pembina Valley itself, there's a lot of good jobs, a lot of entry-level jobs. It's fairly easy to get employment. And it seems to be going on for a long period of time where it's always growing, and there's a lot of economic success, which helps, if you're moving in and you can get employment, that's a key thing. The Pembina Valley itself has wide open spaces. It's, if you want some land or if you want to go for a drive, it's not crowded. It's a beautiful place to live. It's a very clean area. If you guys walk down the streets or drive around, it's not littered with garbage and stuff like that. You don't see graffiti. I think it just gives you a sense of comfort. It's a safe place. It's one of the safest places in the country, which is one of the safest countries in the world. So although we do have crime, we do have issues, there's no problem walking down the street late at night, and you don't have to fear for your safety. You can pull over and help somebody, and there's no concern there. So I think it's a variety of things that collectively make it a really great place to live and raise a family.
Yeah, no, I definitely agree with you on the part about Canada being a great country to live in, all the way down to the jobs and all the little things that make this place great for a newcomer.
Yeah.
So yeah, that answers all my questions. So I just want to thank you for giving us some of your time, and I want to thank everybody for listening to this episode. I want you to have a great rest of your day.